Hey guys, Uncle Ray, welcome to another episode of the Crypto Bellwether. You know, the goal of this channel is to get you in the group of people that actually make money in crypto. Because unfortunately, over 90% of everyone are going to lose money. Well, I'm extremely bullish, and I believe that it's videos like this that give you the alpha you need to make informed decisions. So therefore, guys, I don't always tell you what you want to hear, but I tell you what you need to hear. So in this video, we're going to dive into TAO Bittensor. And I'm going to give you some alpha talking about the treasuries and what Wall Street is up to, because the opportunity is still here to trade and buy and make money off of altcoins. But the whole industry, the whole cycle is changing. And I believe it's going to be just a handful of projects like the Bittensors with the ETFs and the treasuries that are going to separate themselves. And then we're going to start having opportunities to buy like tokenized assets. Like if a builder's going to build a high rise or a golf course somewhere in the world, we'll be able to invest in that. So the opportunity is going to continue, but I really think it's going to change, and that's what I see right now. So I'm going to give you some of that alpha. So hit the like button. Come on, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps us out a lot. We appreciate it. Hit that like button. All right, let's dive into it. Well, right now, everything is or not everything, most things are up. It's crazy being in crypto, because you will earn your money. And the days of just, unfortunately, the days of just buying any token and getting a 2550X are way over. You're going to have a little bit more knowledge. Now, TAO is up almost 20% today. That's a big move for TAO. But in this video, I'm going to share some video from the All In podcast. And I highly recommend that podcast, guys. But we've got this billionaire, which I'm not even going to pronounce his name. We've got this probably billionaire, but look what he says. I invest 100 new startups a year. He's a power player in Silicon Valley. Now, we're also and they're also talking to David Sachs. David Sachs is basically the most dominant person, relevant person in all of crypto. He's the ear to the White House. All right. So I'm going to let you hear this, and then we're going to talk about it, and we're going to look at some charts with Bittensor, ChainLink, and one more other token. Check this out, guys.
To this puzzle, Sachs is, there's a lot of crypto distributed projects. The one I've been working on is Bittensor and TAO. I think you've also done a deep dive on this, Jamal, and I'm a partner in an emerging crypto fund called Stillcore Cap, and we're buying TAO, and we're looking at Bittensor and all of these subnets that are being made to do distributed computing. And this is a big push for Apple as well. A lot of these M4 Mac Minis you've seen out there, their plan is to put all of this, all these LLM stacks on people's personal computers and then distribute them and have this like SETI at home and an incentive layer. And I think that's going to be a big part of this. People are not going to want their AI jobs to go to the cloud necessarily. They might want to do it locally. And I think that's where the phones and all this silicon is going with, Apple's big focus on it. It's going to be a great new world.
That's David Sachs. Well, anyway, guys, they are talking about the future of like Apple using this type of technology. And right now, ChainLink and Bittensor have merged together with using AI and have a big roadmap to the future. It's pretty technical, and I'm not going to get into it, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Now, here's that company he was talking about it. Check it out, guys. He's talking about a huge hedge fund type company that has an immense amount of money. And when you click on their company, It's all about Bittensor. Look at that, Bittensor 101, a U.S. fund exclusively dedicated to Bittensor, bridging traditional capital to the decentralized AI revolution. Now, check this out, guys. You have to understand this because this is what Wall Street is up to. They basically want to create dominant projects that, like layer ones, that they can put their assets and their customers on and then let it grow, start to dominate because they're pumping it, and then take it public. And they also are creating these treasury companies to take them public. But check out this roadmap for Steelcore. Okay, they bought a ton, or is buying a ton of Bittensor. Okay, as they make profit on Bittensor with the staking and everything and all the liquidity pools and their game plan, they take those profits and they buy other companies that are treasury companies for Bittensor. They buy their stocks. So as they make more money, they buy more Bittensor for their treasury. So it's just a flywheel that as long as they keep doing it, it should just keep growing and growing and growing. So some more alpha, guys. The tokens that are not going to be used in treasuries or get their own ETFs, they're just going to fade away. 99% of all these projects pretty much are just useless and not needed. Wall Street or the banks definitely don't need them, no matter how sexy the story is. So I highly recommend, guys, start doing some research on Wall Street and the banks, and you'll start to understand that you are being lied to a lot about the utility tokens, the Dino tokens, and a lot of the tribal tokens. They're just not relevant because Wall Street has the customers. And crypto are not stocks, and most don't make any money whatsoever. There's no flywheels, there's no dividend, nothing accrues back to the customer. So how much value should a utility token have if it doesn't make any profit and it's just being subsidized for pure speculation by the foundations and by the company? Something to think about. I know I got a little sidetracked, but bear with me. Okay, so let's talk about Bittensor. Guys, Bittensor is a powerhouse and it has really good tokenomics. It has the same 21 million just like Bitcoin. So you're not going to get dumped on. Plus they are constantly burning that supply. So this thing could take off. And that is a beautiful chart. And I have no doubt Bittensor has not made its new all-time high for this cycle, for whatever that's worth. Okay, here's some more alpha, guys. And then we're going to look at ChainLink and talk about ChainLink for a second. Okay, people that don't do research and compare like what Wall Street's doing are going to get wrecked. You know, and I'm not fudding on any of these projects, but we hear all the time, you know, XLM and XRP are going to take over real world assets. Well, guys, they're not. They're not even going to be relevant. At best, they get their share because you have projects like the Canton Network, who is working with ChainLink, that Wall Street, like JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, the biggest, most powerful companies in the world, are using the Canton Network. No token to buy. That's the future. I hate to tell you, but when it's all said and done, there's only going to be a handful of projects, probably like Ethereum, Base, maybe HBAR, Solana, you know, Binance, Tron, but there's not going to be many of these tokens still around because they just don't have value and it's pure speculation. And the reason that's so important, guys, hear me out, because if you're looking to hodl and you think that these projects are going to take over the world because they have such great tech, it's just software and code, guys. Nothing special about any of these projects, not a thing. They all have open source. So if you have the customers, you just create your own chain, or you jump on the big ones like Ethereum or Solana that have the massive ecosystems. Just something to think about. All right, let's talk about ChainLink. Now, guys, I did videos about ChainLink when it was like at $3.50. No one watched them, but it's funny how once these things do this type, they rip, everyone jumps on board. But I stopped making ChainLink videos because think about it. When I'm telling someone to buy a project at $3 and then it runs up to almost $30, why would I keep pushing that token? That's one reason I believe everyone gets wrecked. When something has been around for, and it's their second bull run, and it does, a 5, 10x, there's not a lot left, no matter what these influencers tell you. But here's why there's two reasons I don't push ChainLink. And I really don't think it's a real good investment. I mean, it's not a bad one, but there's better options. Hear me out. It's not FUD, guys. Again, I don't care what you do with your money, but you need to understand this. Look at this chart. See, that chart looks good. Don't you wish that was your money? That's the ChainLink chart. See, when you have bad tokenomics, and they're not horrible, but you're getting dumped on constantly, just like XRP, just like HBAR, just like most tokens out there, you're not going to be able to get a big upside. They're killing their own projects, but they're getting rich doing it because you're the exit liquidity. Now, here's another thing, and this is just alpha and data. Okay, I'm always telling people 90% of all tokens don't hit a new all-time high in its second bull run. Well, this is ChainLink's second bull run. But also, this is another thing. No matter how high you think it's at 15 billion market cap, there's never been a token that's not a layer 1, except for Shiba, that has ever went over the 40 billion market cap. So ChainLink is just a protocol. It's not a layer 1. If you look at, if it triples, it's going to be the exception to the rule. Why would anyone invest in an exception, right? So if you are investing in ChainLink, it's not financial advice, I highly recommend you take profits way before it gets to 40 billion, because the odds are it's not going to happen. All right, now here's some degen play. Now ChainLink and Bittensor have basically partnered together with AI, and it's very complex structure, so I'm not even going to try to do a deep dive, but to generalize what they do with Void AI, they've got AI that's going to move and allow you to buy pretty much any subnet on Bittensor using like ChainLink and Void AI technology. You're going to be able to buy those subnets pretty much on any chain. You'll be able to buy it on Solana, Ethereum, AVAX, whatever. That's immensely powerful. But the reason I say it's degen, it's not proven, it's crazy young, it's low market cap, and honestly, it's hard to find where to buy it. But I'm gonna show you and tell you the information I uncovered. But you can buy it right now at Raytheon and in the Phantom wallet. Just make sure, guys, that you get the right address, because there's another Void. There's a couple of other ones, and I found it really, really hard to try to figure out where to buy it. But I did uncover this right here. If you go to TAO stats, you can get the correct contract address. So make sure you do that. And guys, I really think Void AI could explode. I'm very bullish on Bittensor. I think ChainLink might end up being more like a stock in the future. Doesn't make that much money. It doesn't feed an ecosystem, but its adoption is off the chart. And here's some alpha, just the way I think. Guys, if you think about it, like a lot of people are like, you know, the mind-blowing numbers for this tech. Everybody has the tech, but think about it. Why would a payment token, for instance, or any utility token have a bigger value than, say, the phone companies or Wi-Fi or the power lines or the railroads? That, you know, things that we have to have. Crypto doesn't work without power, right? So you have to have Wi-Fi, you have to have internet, you need a cell phone, a laptop. So just because something has utility doesn't even remotely match electricity. The electricity companies are not even the top 100 of the world market cap. Something to think about. All right, that being said, guys, you know, I'm extremely bullish, and it's go time. But I happen to short like 75% of the time. I highly recommend you learn to short. There's a saying on Wall Street: the bear goes up the stairs, the bull goes up the stairs, and the bear jumps out the window. And we've been doing extremely well shorting. And think about it: every time you've thought it was altcoin season, I've been looking for shorts. Just like the last couple of weeks, we shorted Bitcoin. We shorted all these major pumps because, guys, the game is different than what you think about. And here's some alpha real quick, and I didn't mean to get into that. But guys, when you don't want to take profits, add some zeros. Yeah, you put in $1,000 and now you got 2. You're not taking profits. If you put in $1 million in a day, you got another $1 million. What are you going to do? If you put in 10 million, 100 million, see the difference? That's why you need to learn to short, and that's why you need to take profits. Because smart money is not going to sit there trying to catch a 5x when they just put in $1 million and in one day they can pull it out and double it. The game's changed. The big boys are here. Anyway, guys, I've got a proposition for you. For $250, you get my shorting course with 13 videos, comes with a Zoom call, and you get 5 months of my inner circle, which is over a $250 value in itself. So if you want to learn to short, guys, reach out. I'll leave a link in the comments and in the description with my email. And also, if you need some help getting a game plan and someone to look at your portfolio, same offer. I have a portfolio course with 18 videos, get you from A to Z of everything you need to know. And then it goes through tokenomics, market cap, dollar cost averaging in and out, how to compare projects, everything. And then I walk through your portfolio and answer any questions. $250, you get the video course, the Zoom call, and 5 months of my inner circle. Or you could just join the inner circle. But guys, whether you take me up on any of that or not, do yourself a favor. Prepare yourself. Get serious. Stop listening to these hyped up FOMO influencers that just tell you you're still getting a Lambo when you're down 80% because you FOMO'd in the altcoin season 15 times that we haven't had yet. And I say all that with love, but guys, it's time to pay attention. What happens in the next 5 months is going to dictate everything. And most people don't have a game plan, or they're waiting for, you know, the mind-blowing, the mind-blowing numbers to come. Most people, unfortunately, have to have altcoin season just to catch up to if they would have just bought Bitcoin or maybe even get their money back. But guys, there's a big opportunity here. I'm still extremely bullish, but look, if you don't take profits, you're going to become the prophets. And one last thing. If the majority were rich, if the majority were right, the majority would be rich. So think about that, guys. Every time all these influencers are pumping, smoke up your tail, telling you, oh, it's go time, it's altcoin, here comes Lambo. Guys, 90% of people lose money, and I think it's because of misinformation and flat out lies and hype, people selling hope and hype. Anyway, hit the like button, come back, be part of this community. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Get to stacking, guys. Take care.